Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. So this is a build that I've been anticipating for a while, I think for like a few months, and by anticipating I mean that I've been working on for quite a bit. You may not think so, but at least I think so, but this doesn't seem very much like an autumn build to me. I would more associate this with summer or even spring, just any other time besides autumn I would associate this build with. So it's a bit strange that I'm posting this in October, right before Halloween, which I wanted to do a Halloween video, but I don't know if I'm going to get to that. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyways, here's my video for maybe the next 2 weeks, maybe the next week, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyways, this is the aquarium. I finally finished it after a lot of trouble and a lot of waiting and working on it gradually. And by gradually, working on it and then waiting like 2 months and then working on it again and then waiting like multiple weeks. I don't know. But as I said, it's finally done. Here's the video. We're good now. I'll go into more detail about the issues I ran into while building this a little bit later, as you might see them. Anyways, so this aquarium build is based off multiple aquariums, mostly the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is in Monterey, California, and it's also based on the Seattle Aquarium and the San Francisco Aquarium, Aquarium of the Bay. Because of that, since it's very much like a Pacific West Coast kind of vibe, I put it in San Sequoia just because I thought that would be very fitting for it. Any other place that I think would be fitting for it was Brittleton Bay, and then I guess Sulani, because you can like swim around and there's an ocean in there. But I felt like an aquarium didn't really fit Sulani, because Sulani doesn't seem like it would have like a big aquarium there. I feel like it would just be a lot smaller. And Brindleton Bay, I would have placed this originally in Brindleton Bay, but then San Sequoia just seems like a much better option, so I put it there instead. But I would still build an aquarium in Brindleton Bay. I probably won't, since I've already built this one, but if you wanted to, you could put it there. I'm not entirely sure if there's a lot big enough for this build in Brindleton Bay, and if there is, I'm not entirely sure if it would be very fitting to put it there. I would definitely want to put this in like the Whiskerman's Wharf neighborhood. But instead we're putting it in the Anchor Points Wharf. I think that's what it's called, in San Sequoia, which I think is still the best place for it. I like it in San Sequoia because San Sequoia, despite being San Francisco, or based off San Francisco, reminds me a lot more of Monterey, just based on the lore that's in it, because it was like a fishing town that's now like a community and stuff. So that's kind of like how Monterey was, and like the Monterey Bay Aquarium was. So the Monterey Bay Aquarium used to be an old cannery, so I was kind of basing this off of the idea that this was also like an old cannery or an old industrial building, which also some of the other like prop buildings that are around this neighborhood also kind of insinuate or imply that this used to be like a industrial, more fishing related area. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I thought it was a cool little parallel to the inspiration behind this build. This is actually not my first time building an aquarium. I built an aquarium for a build challenge before, and it's on the gallery if you want to see it, although it's not really that great of a build. I feel like I could have done better, which is why I'm trying to do better now. But I think I could have improved it a little bit, done a little things differently, and also could have made it a little bit more functional. I also didn't playtest it because the whole point of it was just to look cool, not really to use in gameplay, so it might not work entirely. But regardless, it's there, and here's my sort of reimagining of it. Not entire reimagining of that specific aquarium, just like me trying again. Although they are kind of similar looking, they look a little similar. I think they had very similar inspirations, which is why they probably look similar, as I said. Right now I'm building the sort of lobby area, and all of that is kind of going to change. Originally I had it so that there were big tanks, like these really big boxy tanks, and I kind of like, when I glossed over it, I kind of cut out that part, so you see they're already decorated there, but I actually got rid of that, so that's why I didn't show you me decorating it, because it's like, I'm gonna delete it, so what's the point? But yeah, they're decorated, there's the tanks there, but then eventually I move it all over because I just didn't like how it looked. I had a lot of trouble with also just going through with this build because I was being so picky about it and being like, oh, like I don't like how this looks. So I just kept avoiding it because I was like, oh, I don't know how to fix it. But eventually I was able to fix it, and I'll explain why later. Over here, I was inspired by the Monterey Bay Aquarium with their, they have like a kelp forest, and I was inspired by like the shape of it kind of, and then also like the idea that like goes up, because then you can see it on multiple floors, which is what that one does. And I thought it was pretty cool, but I had a hard time finding an object that kind of looked like kelp, and I eventually did find one, and I'll explain that again later when that pops up. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and I was kind of happy to find one, because I was struggling to find something that looked like it. Right now I'm basically just like outlining everything, trying to just come up with different exhibits and different sections of where to put things. I thought I was putting too many aquariums, but as it turns out I wasn't, just because when I eventually came back in to put in all the fish and stuff and decorate it and like make it just look like an aquarium, I kind of realized, oh wait, there actually wasn't a lot of aquariums. So when I tried to put fish in, sometimes like I would run out of room, and I was like, oh okay, then I'll like make room somehow. So yeah, that was interesting, but at least I know that I probably didn't go too overboard, just spamming aquariums around everywhere. But I don't know, what do you think? If you think I put too many aquarium objects, I guess tell me in the comments. And if you think I didn't, tell me in the comments. And if you want to say anything else, tell me in the comments. I would really like to hear your comments. Anyways, alright, so I just got a chance to look at the original recording, and not the original recording, but I mean the first recording that you are looking at right now. But it is dated to July 29th. So that's rather interesting. I thought it would be a lot later, but I guess I've been working on this for that long, so that's something to think about. Well, it's done. At least it's done, although I still have another build that I've been working on for far longer than this one, but it's still not done yet. And I don't even know if I'm going to make a video about it anymore, because it's just been that long. But I don't know, if you want to see that build, I guess comment down below, tell me if you'd like to see it. I'm not going to tell you what it is though, just for the surprise. And also so you're not let down if I don't end up making a video about it, because you're just thinking like, oh no, he didn't make a video about that one build that I have no idea what it is. But yeah, if you want to see that, I'll be glad to record it, I guess try to finish it. This always tends to happen with large builds. I always tend to start it, and then I don't like it, and then I never finish it. At least with this one, I ended up finishing it. And that's perfect timing, because it just changed to the recording that I did, I think about a week ago. So this is the recording that is after, I guess, an apparently 3-month long break. And in that time, I actually went to a real-life aquarium, not for the purpose of this video, but I just happened to go to one, and I was able to kind of get some ideas, and I guess that's how I was able to finish it, because I did my research. I did some field research in IRL or whatever. So yeah, that's how I was able to finish it. I sort of got some different ideas and stuff on how to do things, and I was like, okay, I think I could do this. And I did do it, although there was a lot of difficulties, and I'll explain it. I'll explain that when it comes to it. And it's kind of funny, actually. Or I don't know. Maybe you'll find it funny. I didn't think it was funny when it happened, but maybe you'll find it funny. But we're all good. Everything's good. I finished it. And I keep saying that. I have to keep saying that to myself just to remind myself, you finished it. You're okay. Anyway, so I think now is about the time where I'm doing the kelp tank. So there's actually 2 kelp tanks. There's this one and there's a larger one, which I do later. But for this one, this is like the first one I'm doing, and I actually found that object because when I went to the aquarium and I saw a kelp, I was like, oh wait, kelp isn't green, it's yellow, or like an orangey brown color, which I guess was the Minecraft propaganda getting me. But yeah, so I found that object, and that kind of looks like kelp if you squint. Just don't mind the fact that it's actually a chain of flowers just floating there. But I think it looks pretty close to kelp, and I quite like it. So yeah, I put it in, and hopefully you like it too. If I didn't use that, I would have used like the agave tree that comes with My Wedding Stories in the debug. I would have used that instead, and I don't think that would have been a good substitute. This is definitely way better, so that's good. Anyway, so this is kind of like the main aquarium room. So we have a little coral reef there, and we have a little kelp forest there. The 2 biomes of ocean and I just put a lot of other decorations there. I use that fishing hook. I forgot what it's called. The fishing lure. Fishing lure. I don't go fishing if that isn't clear. But that fishing lure object, like the display thing, I use that a lot because I kind of made this entire aquarium just because I wanted to use that object because I just thought it was really cool. So yeah, we used it and it's there now, as you can see. I also added another tank just to fill up some space. I think it's fine. I don't know if I actually put any fish in it. I think I just put the pond effect of the fish, which is that was also very useful. Although I'm pretty sure the fish might clip out of the box a little bit, just like a tiny bit. So if you don't mind that, it's there. Hopefully I don't mind that, but if you don't mind that, that's good. If you do mind that, just delete the thing and then maybe just put a fish tank there. I don't know. Also, if you didn't know how to put a fish tank in an aquarium, I would explain it, but I don't really feel like it, so you could probably look it up on YouTube. There's definitely lots of tutorials about it. But roughly, it's just you get an aquarium, you size it down, you put it in an aquarium, whatever box you want to put it in, and then you hide it with some decoration. So I'll usually hide it with like some rocks or plants or something. But yeah, that's how you put like your own custom aquarium, so then the fish will swim around in it, but then it's not like they're not just floating there still, because because there's fish objects. They're in debug and they're just sitting there. You can kind of like raise them up to pretend that they're just floating, but I don't like how that looks because they don't move and it just looks a little disturbing. So instead I did that and I like it better. So yeah, I used a lot of decorations and stuff from Eco Lifestyle just because I feel like it's very fitting for this kind of build. Lots of modern, I guess, decorations, lots of modern wall decorations, and lots of wooden things. I tried to make this a lot more wooden and less industrial because I thought I tried industrial and it didn't look nice, and I liked this better. And I took this color scheme from one of the aquariums that I went to, and I think it looks better. It's also, I just thought of it myself too. It's like a mix of different inspirations. Which is usually how things work, just a mix of multiple things together. But I think it looks good, and if you think it looks good, comment down below. And if you want to say anything else, comment down below. Anyways, so this big tank, it was supposed to be like sort of like an open ocean thing, which they have at the Monterey Bay Aquarium. But I ended up just going with just like a larger tank, just because the open ocean thing, in theory, it's cool. But in The Sims, it's not, because there's no big animals that you can put in there. Like, there's no sharks or turtles or anything. There are in a mod, like there's CC for it. But for this one, if you want to just do without mods, you can't really do it, and it would just be empty, kind of. So it's like, what's the point? So I just put some decorations and stuff in there. So there's just a big tank, and you can look at it. Your Sims can look at it if they want to. Anyways, here's a little cafe area, because aquariums will usually have a place to eat or like get a drink or something. And this is this aquarium's, and I just put a bunch of stuff down. I put the new smoothie object from Adventure Awaits. I almost forgot the name of that pack. But yeah, I put the new smoothie from there. Why do I call it a smoothie? It's a blender. I'm stupid. Anyways, there's a blender there, and I also put some decoration around, so it's pretty cool. And I actually forgot to mention, but this is supposed to be for the new Adventure Awaits pack, and I think that's partially why I decided to do it again, because the custom venues were added. So this is a custom venue. It could also be a small business if you wanted it to be. It could be a museum too. I think it works best as a custom venue, but it could definitely be a business if you want your Sims to own it, or if you want to do some specific things with it. But it's a custom venue, and then you can, I guess, have getaways there, although I don't know why you would have a getaway at an aquarium, but you could just visit it normally, and I'd probably just visit it normally. And I basically put it so that there's a barista, so the barista works at the cafe, there's a janitor who cleans all the stuff up, and there's aquarium staff who are supposed to be friendly with guests. And I kind of imagine that they're basically telling guests about, like, oh, this is what this fish is, or like, this is some information about this ocean, about whatever. And then also they had them do some research. There's no research objects on the lot, but if you wanted to add them, you could. I feel like I got rid of the second floor on one of the buildings, and I feel like I could have done something with it. but I just don't feel like making it. So if you want to make a second floor, then do it. If you want to see me make a second floor for some reason, I guess tell me in the comments. Although I don't really think you'd want to, but if you do for some reason, then just tell me. But anyways, they don't have a research object, so they're just kind of just being friendly with the customers. They're just being friendly with the visitors. So they're just doing their thing. But yeah, you can have other things here. You can edit it, do whatever you want with it. Anyway, so this is the touch pool area. So this is basically the area where you can go around and touch some poor defenseless ocean creatures. And I made this little, I made like a lower thing. There's a touch pool there. It's like a lower wall. I don't know how to say this. How do I say that? Like a tank, an aquarium. It's a touch pool. You know what a touch pool is probably. But that's what that is, and I put some little decorations in there. And then I also, there's that coffee table for my first pet stuff, and it's just so perfect for an aquarium, because it has an aquarium in it, and it's pretty cool. So I used it, it's very good, I like it, and I made a room for it. And then I also used it somewhere else, but just once. So mostly they're all in here. Anyway, so I kind of want to talk about builds in general, not just this build. So I kind of want to make some more spooky and autumn themed builds, which it's still autumn, so I can still make autumn builds. But I feel like after Halloween, people kind of forget about the spooky, or at least that's what I think. Hopefully they don't. But I am still going to make some spooky builds because I have not made any yet, and I still want to. And I guess you'll just have to endure it if you don't like it, and if you do like it, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I will be doing that, and yeah. Anyways, back to the build. I added some grass and stuff. I added like some succulents there because I kind of pretend like those are like, I don't know, like coral or ocean things. And then I put little sea stars and stuff in there because you would see sea stars in a touch pool. And then some grass and stuff, pretending it's like seagrass or whatever. I will say that I've used a lot of potted plants and like plant decorations in the aquarium, not like in the tanks, but just in the aquarium interior. I just used a lot of plants, and you wouldn't typically see a lot of plants in an aquarium, or at least I don't think so. So I think it's interesting that I'm using them here, but it just needed more decoration than just like aquarium objects. It needed plants, it needed foliage, it needed a lot more green than besides just the tanks. So therefore, I spammed the palm tree object from base game and then the bamboo object from Growing Together. I mean, hey, it works, it looks good, or at least I think so, so we're gonna use it. At this point, I feel like the aquarium is more shaping up to how I wanted it to look, and I think that's really good because I almost gave up on this, and I almost gave up on my camp build, the one that I did last week. Not last week, the one I did 2 weeks ago. Wow, I need to post more. But I almost gave up on that one too because I kind of like didn't like how it looked. And also for this one, I definitely did not like how it looked. But I kind of like how I took it and I was like, okay, I'm going to finish this. And then I did, and I actually like how it looks, so that's great. And that's what I did with the camp build too, and I finished it and it actually looked good. So I'm glad that I was able to finish all these things and go through with them and not give up on them. Now that I'm looking at the screen, I actually forgot that there was a bar in this build, so I'll probably have to go back in and add someone to tend it, like a position. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is the fun part of the video where the game froze and I lost all my progress within the last recording, which was great. That was amazing to deal with. So yeah, the game froze. I'm not entirely sure why it froze, but yeah, I had to redo everything, like literally everything that I did in the last recording, and it was fine. It was fine. I had the recording, so I was able to piece back together what I needed to put back. So everything's basically exactly the same, if not better. So don't worry about that. It was fine, but that was still annoying to deal with because I literally lost all that progress. So yeah, but I just reused the same recording that I did before, and I didn't make a new one because I was like, if I'm going to put everything back exactly how it was, I don't need to record it again. So yeah, everything's good. Although that was annoying to deal with and a little bit disheartening. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, we're good now. At this point, everything's been fixed, and now we're just moving on. Alright, so this is this side of the aquarium, and this is, I would say, the oldest side of the aquarium. Not like in the game's lore, but I'm saying it's the oldest because it was the first. It's like it's the part of the aquarium that has remained unchanged the most, so that's what I mean. But yeah, anyways, I started adding all these mounted fish here as decoration. Like I put all the mounted fish on there because I thought that would be something an aquarium would have. Not something a normal aquarium would have because I think that would be kind of morbid. But in The Sims, I feel like that's like one of the only ways to display fish besides just like having them on display. So yeah, we just put them in there. Oh, also I found these cool decals from what's it called? Cats and Dogs. I need to remember the names of the packs, but from Cats and Dogs, these cool little decals that have like lobster and fish, and they have a crab on it, but I didn't use the crab. But they have a lobster on it. I say lobster, I don't entirely, I think that's a lobster. Might not be a lobster, but anyways, they have a lobster and then they have a fish, and I put those there as decoration, especially because it kind of reminds me of like an old cannery anyways, so I feel like they would have that there as like a sort of reminder of the history of this building. But it's still very fitting for an aquarium too, so that's good. Anyways, here's the second kelp tank. It's shorter, but it's a lot larger. And also it has a lot more plants and stuff that you wouldn't see. I feel like you wouldn't actually see this in a kelp forest, but I try to make this look a little bit more decorated and a lot more lively. So I put a lot of different plants and stuff there. And yeah, and then I just put the kelp there, the kelp object, which I'm not entirely sure what that's actually supposed to be. It's like a loop of flowers, but I'm not entirely sure where that goes. But we're putting it there because it looks like kelp, and I think it looks good. I kind of imagine that you could like have your Sims sit down there and like take pictures of them, and then be like, "Oh, at the aquarium, how fun," or something like that. That sounds stupid, but I think that would be cool if you could do that. So I put that there. Anyways, so here is the outside area. I decided to put like a little pond outside, so you could see not just fish, but you could see like ducks and stuff. So you could see seabirds. I'd imagine that these are like seabirds, like seagulls or whatever else, whatever other birds are on the ocean. But yeah, I put those there. I put swans there. I put ducks there. And I'm pretending that they're more elegant seabirds or whatever. But yeah, that's where they go. And yeah, and then I also put some fish decorations there. Like, not fish decorations, I mean like the pond effects that have the fish. And also I put a bunch of rocks down to make it look a lot more natural, rather than just like a pit with water, which I think is a bit sad. Also, there is no railing on the slot, so if you wanted to, you could just fall off, which you can actually, but if this were real, you could just fall off into the ocean, which is fun. Isn't that fun? Don't you just love doing that, just falling off into the ocean? I had to play around with the terrain here just to make it so that I could use terrain paint, because you know how it happens, I don't know if you know, but like if you build in The Sims and you've used terrain tools and whatever, like the terrain, if it's too steep, it'll just turn a different color and you can't mess with it, so that's kind of annoying. So I had to like sort of like smooth it out so then I could make it so that it wasn't just like a jarring orange color. So that's what I did with the terrain, but I like how it looks now. And then I also added a bunch of grass and stuff to make it look more natural and a lot more lively and alive and full of life and whatever. Oh, also I forgot to add a bathroom, which I might add a bathroom. I probably won't because I'm too lazy to do that, but I might add a bathroom, but instead I put like a little bathroom booth. Like there's like an object that's like a little booth that you would have outside, so I put that out here. Not right now, I did off camera, but yeah, I moved over the pirate ship and then I put a bathroom there, so just so you know that. Oh, also these trees that come with growing together, I really like them, especially for like a San Francisco build, because you see these trees a lot in San Francisco, or at least I think so. So they're just like lining the streets, and I feel like it's very fitting. So then I put them here because I thought, yeah, it's just very fitting. Oh wow, we're actually almost done with the speed build part of the video. I didn't even notice, because this build took me, this was like 5 hours of footage, which I don't know if that's a lot, but I think that's a lot. At least for me, it's a lot. So I cut it down to 24 minutes, which is very interesting. Anyways, so as I said, we're reaching the end of the speed build portion of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you at the end for the showcase. Alright, I'll see you there. Alright, so here's the final build, the long-awaited final build, and I am pretty happy with how it looks. Let me know what you think, let me know if you're happy with how it looks. But yeah, so let's just take a look. Here's the outside, pretty outsidey, pretty outdoorsy. There's not really much you could do in the front area, it's kind of just there. It's kind of like you just walk in, and we should probably just do that, so let's walk in. Here's what I imagine is sort of like the main entrance. So you can see up here, it's like a giant glass roof. I think that looks pretty cool. And then here's the front desk area. Pretty front desky. You can sit here, or I guess you would have someone sit here. Although I don't think any Sims will actually sit there, but I don't know. Maybe you could probably find a way to make them sit there. And here's the little cafe area. I think it's pretty cute. I like how this looks. This looks pretty cool. And yeah, so you can just have a barista sim kind of just stand here, make people things. In the settings, in like the schedule organizer, whatever it is, I made it so that the barista will make smoothies, and then but they'll make smoothies before everyone shows up. So then while everyone's here, or at least while I think everyone's here, people will just like say like people. I think I'll make it so that people will drink the smoothies while they're here, but then the barista won't make any smoothies while they're here. So then the barista's just like here at the cafe and they're just tending to it while they're doing the smoothies. But yeah, so we're doing that. Also, there's a coffee maker here. I don't know if that's necessary, but it's here. We'll go in here first because it's kind of self-contained. This is not a glass roof, although I might make it one just because this gray void kind of looks wrong. But here is this room. I think it's more of like a I was going to say industrial room, but I don't think it's very industrial. I should probably fix these. I will fix these. But yeah, this is the room. You can sit here, have a little fun. I feel like this is more of like the aesthetic type pictures room because it's like you have a little sitting area here and they have a tank just like wraps around it. I don't know if I actually put a pond in here. I may have not put pond in there just because it might have just clipped. Sometimes I didn't put ponds like the water in the tanks because it clipped with things. But the thing is though is that you can't actually see the water from below just looks normal. You can only see it from above. So basically, when you're playing the game and you're not in this little tab mode, it'll look like there's water above, which makes it look like there's water. But then below, like if you actually look at it from the side, it looks exactly the same as if there wasn't any water except for this blue void that's above it. Anyways, I put fish in these little fish tanks here. As you can see, there are fish in them, which I'm glad that they appear in build mode. But yeah, there's little fish in them. You can look at them. They can see all their fallen brethren, I guess. Yeah, it's a bit morbid, but I put them there because I just thought it's very fitting for a Sims 4 aquarium. Here's where you can apparently take pictures of your Sim sitting here and with the kelp behind them. I don't know how aesthetic this is, but I think it looks pretty cool. And yeah, we'll go back over here. Oh, also I forgot to mention, this is like a little photo gallery with like different ocean photographs. I forgot what they're called. I think that's what they're called, but that's what they are. Ocean photographs, and you can just like sit here and look at them, or at least pretend to look at them. And then here's the main aquarium room. So we have this little thing here. I'm not really sure what it is. It looks like some sort of workstation, but I think it's more just for decoration because you can't actually do anything with it. Here's a little painting there. I guess also you can technically walk in from here too, so this could also be like a entrance. Here's a tank here. It's kind of empty. Oh, I guess I did put an aquarium in there. I don't know if I put any fish in there. I might put some fish in there. Here's one of the aquariums, and here's another aquarium, and then here are more aquariums. And this is the tank. It's a tank full of coral and fish. I put some fish in there, and this is what I was talking about, as you might have seen. But there's these little aquariums here, and they're just sized down, so you can put them into the tanks, and then you can pretend that the fish are swimming around freely when they're in fact contained and trapped within a little box. Here is I think the coolest part of or at least the coolest tank in the aquarium, is a kelp tank, and it's kelp. At least it looks like kelp, kind of. And it just reaches up here, and you go up here, a little sneak peek, but you go up here, the kelp just reaches all the way up here, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then there will be fish effects that sort of swim around, so I think it'll look pretty cool. At least, I hope so. Let me know if you think it looks cool. Let me know if you try it out in your game and it looks good. I will say, though, when you're placing this down, definitely have move objects on, and also this pond stuff might disappear. Oh, I think, hold on, let me... It's so weird because sometimes it just glitches out when you're not on the floor. But yeah, so we're on the floor now. You can see it properly now. This you can still see. This could you kind of just see properly anyway, so it's fine. So over here, you can now see this properly. So you have the little touchables here with the grass and the sea stars and stuff. I put some sea stars to be floating on rocks. Yeah, so you're just little touchables here. Pretend to be touching them. Little tadpoles here. They do clip out a little bit, so if you care about that, just get rid of it. And then here's like a little instruction room. So I imagine that the aquarium staff might host in like sort of lectures on aquarium stuff. Oh, also I forgot to put fish in here. That's okay. I'll put fish in there. Yeah, so you can just have the aquarium people, if you want them to, if you're able to do that, host lectures. They can lecture some people, probably kids. I imagine like schools would have field trips here or something, or like you could pretend, oh, you know what, you can do a getaway where your Sims go to a field trip here, like you're the kid Sims. I think that would be fun. You could definitely do it like that. So you can probably add like a teacher, and then you can also add some kids. I might just do that anyways, because then I can imagine like even if you just visit, you can just imagine that there's always like a field trip going on. I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna put that in. You can actually do that with a lot of things. Like you can do like a historical site or something, or anywhere else, and just be like, oh, there's field trips coming here. Oh, that's kind of cool actually. I literally just came up with that like right now. Anyways, here's the gift shop. You can't actually buy anything from here. At least I don't think so. But if you have a small business, you could buy these, but you can't buy these. You might be able to buy this, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. It's just here, but I put shelves. I put shelves and shells here. I think there are more shell objects, but I'm not entirely sure, so I just put these ones down. Hopefully there are, though, because that would be cool. And this is also here if you want to have a small business. What else is there? Oh, yeah, this is here. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, we have to go upstairs. I forgot. Let's do that like that, because otherwise it's kind of weird. All right, so we're going to do it like this. I'm so sorry, I'm just jumping around. But, so we're down here. We're going to go up the stairs. Here's a little bar that I forgot about, and I'll put a bartender here. And there's just like this little lounge / sitting area here. And this cute little poster. Actually, this is shrimp, not a lobster. I'm so sorry. Over here is the upstairs area, which I also quite like. I really like how the kelp kind of like goes up here, so you can look at the kelp like this. Definitely reminds me of the Monterey Aquarium. Here's just a lot of aquariums here. Ooh, I'll make sure to do that. I always notice little mistakes when I do these walkthroughs. Maybe I should do a walkthrough before I film it, so then I can notice all the mistakes, and then I don't have to be like, oh, I have to fix this, and I have to fix this, and I have to fix this. Yeah, I should probably do that. Um, well, we live and we learn. I'll do it next time. I say that, and I'm probably not going to. Anyway, so there's more fish in here. I think it's pretty cool. Also, there's 2 aquariums here, so it kind of looks like it's continuous, even if it's not. Over here, I imagine it's kind of like a little historical room, so it's kind of like an exhibit that. Oh, sorry. It's kind of like an exhibit that shows like historical things. So here's a little model from Brindleton Bay, which I think is pretty cool. So I think at least the aquariums that I've seen have had models like this, especially of like the local area or like even of the aquarium itself, like the historicalness of it, the historicalness. Have a little boat here, and then have like a little steering ship here. Steering. I don't. I'm just saying words. This is a steering wheel, not a steering ship. This is clearly not a ship. Anyways, and then we also have these little lures here because I imagine maybe they're just like historical, and I like how they look. Oh, also I have these little jellyfish lights. I think they're pretty cute. And then here's the big tank. It's actually kind of sad looking. It looks a lot worse than I thought it would, but I'm not going to change it because I'm lazy. But yeah, here it is. There's some fish in here. I kind of imagine it was like more deep sea fish, so I put like this vampire squid, I put the anglerfish, I put this bluefin tuna, even though it's so tiny. I wish that the bigger fish were a little bit bigger, but I guess it's understandable because they technically have to fit within these little tanks here. There's some more fish in here. I put this batfish, put the luna fish. I guess I put a salmon in here too. In here is the jellyfish, which I guess there is no jellyfish, but there are 4 jellyfish in here, and somehow they do not appear. I don't know if that's a glitch or like a bug or something. Um, Maybe I should look it up if they actually appear in fish tanks or whatever. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But there's supposed to be jellyfish in here. They're not in there. I'll fix it maybe later if I can. I don't know. All right, so this is the upstairs, and all we have left is the downstairs. Not the downstairs, but the outside. So yeah, I guess we're outside now. So I quite like this. I think this looks kind of cool. It's like a cute little outside area. You have these benches here, so you can sit here and look at the ocean. That's actually kind of cool. Sit here, look at the ocean. Try not to fall off the edge. And yeah, you can look at this anchor here if you want to. You can stare at it. And here's a little pirate ship for some kids if they want to play around on it. And here's the bathroom that I shoehorned in. Maybe I will add a bathroom, but the problem with that is that if I try to change any of the walls or anything now, all the water inside of the fish tanks will magically just evaporate for some reason. So I don't really know if I want to do that. So maybe you can add one if you wanted to. Also, if you place it down, all the water might evaporate. So just fill it back up again. But yeah, if you care, you could also just not put any water in it and just pretend there's water, and it'd be fine. Anyways, here's this little outdoor area. I kind of imagine this is like part of the rocks here, although there's kind of like a retainer wall here, a retaining wall, retainer wall to retaining wall. Um,
But there's this little thing here. There will be swans and stuff here in live mode. Right here, it's these ugly looking decals. But otherwise, there would be swans here and birds and ducks. And you can just like sit here and look at them. It's kind of cute. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you watched all the way through, I very much appreciate that. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things. I will be trying to make more videos very soon. My goal is to try to make a video at least once a week. I would like to make videos twice a week, but I don't think that's possible. So hopefully once a week, at least twice a week, at least twice a week. Then that's what I've sort of been doing kind of since my last video. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in another video. All right, bye.